Good morning, students. This is 11th standard botany video class, video 2. In this video, we are going to continue the lesson Cell, the unit of life. Dear students, in the previous video class, we have seen what is microscope, what is compound microscope, define magnification, numerical aperture, and resolving power. Then we have seen bright field microscope, electron microscope and their types. Finally, we have seen the comparison between three microscope, light microscope, transmission electron microscope and scanning electron microscope. Now, we are going to start the cell theory in this video. Dear students, see the topic cell theory. The German botanist Matthias Schleiden and German zoologist Theodor Schwann, who proposed the theory, is known as cell theory in the year 1833. According to cell theory, all the plants and animals are composed of cells. So these cells are known as building block of the life. That is said to be cell theory proposed by Schleiden and Schwann. So their observations of the cells is modified into modern cell theory. First one, all organisms are made up of cells. At the same time, newly formed cells are produced by the division of older cells or existing cells. The cell which contains the genetic material, that is DNA, contains gene which carries the information from parental to the next generation. That's why given in the third points, cell contains genetic material which is passed on from parents to daughter cells. Inside the cell, all the metabolic activities are taken place. What is metabolic activities? For example, in plants means photosynthesis, respiration, transpiration, transport of minerals, that is water and food material. Everything is the metabolic activities taken place inside of the cells. Not only plants, in animal cells body also, these metabolic activities are taken place. So these are all the important points which is formulated by cell theory by two scientists, Schleiden and Schwann. Dear students, write your short notes on cell theory is the important 3-mark question. Kindly note down in your textbook. So next topic is exception of cell theory. Dear students, the Schleiden and Schwann is not included some kinds of organism while framing the cell theory. So those organisms are said to be exception to the cell theory. First one, viruses. Still a puzzle is going among the scientists whether it is a living thing or non-living thing. Another one, the different kinds of viruses are virions and prions. So these viruses, virions and prions are exception to the cell theory because these microscopic organisms lack protoplasm. Life-giving activities of a protoplasm is absent. The essential part of a cell and exists as a obligate parasites. What is obligate parasites? Once the microorganism enter into the living cell, other living cell, it is activated into a living organism. Outside the cell, it is act as a dead organism. So that's why it is said to be obligate parasite. That means it needs other living organism to survive, to live. To exist in the particular environment, these viruses, virions and prions need another living cell to survive. So that these organisms are known as obligate parasite, which are subcellular in nature. So these three organisms are exception to the cell theory. So next we are going to see the protoplasm theory. Dear students, in plant cell, it is made up of cell wall. Inner to the cell wall, they are having the cell membrane. When you are coming to the animal cell, cell wall is absent. Directly it is surrounded by a cell membrane. Inner to the cell membrane, a ground substance which is present inside the cell is known as protoplasm. The presence of protoplasm only, the organisms are known as living organism. If it is absent means those organisms are known as non-living thing. That protoplasm theory only we are going to see in the next topic. Protoplasm theory. The protoplasm was first observed by the scientist Corti. The another scientist Felix Dujardin in the year 1835 observed a juicy-like substance which is present inner side of the living cell is called sarcode. Felix observed this juicy-like substance inside the animal cell and also he has given the name is known as sarcode. In the 1839, another scientist Purkinje has given the term protoplasm for the juicy-like substance or a sap which is present inside a plant cell. Felix observed a juicy-like substance which is present inner side of the animal cell. He has given the name sarcode. Next, the another scientist Purkinje in the year 1839, he observed the juicy-like substance or sap-like substance. Sap means look like a jeera. That is said to be sap which is present inside the plant cell. He has coined the term protoplasm. Next, the another scientist Hugo von Mahl in the year 1846, he has given the importance of protoplasm. So these are all the historical studies of protoplasm. Next, the other scientist Max Schuetz in the year 1861, he find out the similarity between protoplasm and the sarcode. And finally, he proposed the theory is known as protoplasm theory. Max Schuetz, which find out the similarity between the protoplasm, the term coined by Purkinje, and also the term sarcode coined by Felix. He find out the similarity between these two names and finally proposed the theory is known as protoplasm theory. This theory was proposed by O. Hartwig in the year 1892. Another scientist, Huxley, 1868, he proposed protoplasm as a physical basis of life. So without protoplasm, the organism is not considered to be a living thing. So that's why Huxley proposed protoplasm as a physical basis of life activity or living organism. So these are all the different theory and historical studies of protoplasm. Next, we are going to see the properties of protoplasm. So protoplasm acts as a colloidal system. That means it contains many substances mixed together. That is said to be colloidal system. So protoplasm is a complex colloidal system was suggested by the scientist Fischer in the year 1894 and Hardy in 1899. This protoplasm, which consists of water content and various other biological substances such as glucose, fatty acid, amino acid, minerals, vitamins, hormones and enzyme. That's why protoplasm is known as colloidal system. It is a mixture of water along with different solutes. That's why protoplasm is named as a colloidal system. Dear students, the solutes may be only one condition, means that is said to be homogeneous. Example, soluble in water, or heterogeneous mass, means insoluble in water. So both this homogeneous and heterogeneous type of solutes which forms the basis of a colloidal nature. Next, physical properties of protoplasm. The protoplasm which exists either in the semi-solid, jelly-like, in Tamil vellapagu அப்படின்வாங்க, jelly-like state called gel. In this semi-solid region, some of the particles are suspended or embedded. Another one, some chemical bonds are maybe liquid state called sol. So protoplasm is present in the form of two states. One is the semi-solid, jelly-like is known as sol state. Another one is the liquid state is known as sol state. So the colloidal protoplasm which is in gel form can change into solation or a sol form by solation process. The sol can be changed into gel by gelation. So what is solation and what is gelation is important 2-mark question. The simple answer is the gel is changed into sol by solation. The sol can change into gel by gelation. So these gel and sol condition of the colloidal system are a basis for mechanical behavior of cytoplasm. So these two processes are the basic properties of protoplasm due to the behavior of the cytoplasm. So other important properties of protoplasms are a translucent. Translucent means does not pass through the light. Okay. Odorless, there is no smell. And also different kinds of fluid which is present there, that is said to be polyphasic fluid. Second property is it is a crystal colloidal solution which is mixture of chemical substances forming crystalloid. That means different chemical substances are suspended or dissolved in the protoplasmic fluid, that is said to be crystalloid. Example, true solution such as sugar, salt, acid and bases. The other forming solutions are, colloidal solutions are proteins and lipid. First one is the crystalloid solutions. Example, sugar, salt, acid and bases. Another one, forming colloidal solutions are proteins and lipids. The next physical property is the protoplasm, which are showing three types of movement. One is the Brownian movement, amoeboid movement, and cytoplasmic streaming or cyclosis. These are all the three types of movements. So amoeboid movements means they are changing their shape. Cytoplasmic streaming means along with the cell organelles, they are moving in a cyclic manner. Brownian movements means they are moving in the form of different molecular substances. That is said to be Brownian movement, amoeboid movement and a cytoplasmic streaming or cyclosis. The viscosity of the protoplasm is 22 to 20 centipoises. The refractive index is 1.4. The pH of the protoplasm is 6.8, which contains 90% of water, 10% in dormant seeds. In the protoplasm, approximately 34 elements are present, but only 13 elements are main or universal elements such as carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, chlorine, calcium, phosphorus, sodium, potassium, sulfur, magnesium, iodine and ferrous. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen form the 96% of protoplasm. So these three are the other physical properties of protoplasm. One is the movement of protoplasm, another one viscosity of the protoplasm, that is 2 to 20 centipoises is a unit. Refractive index is 1.4, pH is 6.8, contains 90% of water, 34 elements are present. Out of this, 13 elements are universal elements. Out of this, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen, which forms the 96% of protoplasm. Next one, protoplasm is a good or a bad conductor of electricity. The protoplasm, which are forming the delimiting membrane, which is contact with the water and solidifies when heated. That means the protoplasm, which are made up of with a delimiting membrane, which is contact with the water and which is modified into solution when heated. Next one, cohesiveness. Cohesion means force of attraction between the water molecule is said to be cohesion. Here the protoplasm is also showing the cohesiveness. The particles or molecules which is present in the protoplasm are adhered, means attached with each other by forces, is known as van der Waals bonds that holds long chains of molecules together. So this property of the protoplasm varies with the strength of the forces. So based upon the forces only, they are bind together with the molecules which forms the long chain. That bond is known as van der Waals chain or a bond. Next one, contraction, contractility. The protoplasm showing the important absorption and removal of water, especially stomatal operation. Next one, surface tension. The heterogeneous substances, that is insoluble in water, such as protein and lipid of the protoplasm, which are showing the less surface tension. Hence, they are bound on the surface of a protoplasmic membrane. On the other hand, the chemical substance, for example, sodium chloride, have the high surface tension. So, these salt substances are present in the deeper part of the cell protoplasm. So, outer surface, they are made up of with protein and lipid molecules which are having the less surface tension. The high surface tension such as sodium chloride molecules are which is present the deeper part of the protoplasm. So, these are all the different physical properties of protoplasm. Is a very, very important 5-mark question. So, next we are going to see the size of a cell and the shape of a cell. Cell which are showing the different size and shapes. Group of cell which is similar structure is joined together to form a tissue. These tissues are integrated together or joined together to perform a similar function. Then the group of tissue joined together to form an organ which are doing the similar function. A group of organ which are combined together to form an organ system. These organ systems are coordinating together to form the organism. So, this is the basic one you have already studied in the lower classes. First one is the cell, then group of cell is known as tissue, then group of tissue is known as organ, group of organ is known as organ system. So, this organ system which constitute the entire organism. That is the basic hierarchy which you have studied in the lower classes. So, that is why given in the first paragraph. First, we are going to see shape of the cell. The cell which are showing greater vary from one organism to another organism. Not only that, within the organism itself, the cell which are showing the different shape. The bacterial cell shape is different from the virus one. Dear students, bacteria is a microorganism which are showing the different shape. The round shape of the bacteria is known as coccus bacteria. The rectangular shaped bacteria or rod shaped bacteria. The virus is also showing the different shape. The envelope of the virus is hexagonal or T-shaped. The fungi, they are globular to elongated cylindrical cells, and the spores of the fungi vary in shape. In plants and animals, cell is also showing vary according to the cell type such as parenchyma, mesophyll, palisade parenchyma, trachea, fiber, epithelium and others. So, these are all the different shape of the cells. And the size of the cell is also showing the variation. First one, virus 0.004 to 0.1 millimicron. Mycoplasma somewhat bigger 0.15 to 0.3 millimicron. Next, bacteria 0.5 to 5 millimicron. Then RBC cell is 7 to 8 millimicron. Then BGA, it's said to be 1 to 60 millimicron. Plant cell 10 to 100 millimicron. Chicken egg 65 millimeter. Ostrich egg 50 to 150 millimeter. So, these are all the different size of the cell. First one is very minute. We are unable to see with our naked eye. Through ultra microscope, that is electron microscope only, we can able to see the objects. Next one, somewhat bigger, we can able to see under the light microscope, but without our naked eye. Last one is the biggest one, so we can able to see with our naked eye. So cell is also showing the different shape as well as the size variation. Dear students, the 1 mark which carry for do you know paragraph, 1 centimeter equal to 1 by 100 meter, 1 millimeter equal to 1 by 1000 meter, that is 1 by 10 centimeter, 1 millimicron equal to 1 by 10 lakh meter, that is equal to 1 by 10,000 centimeter, 1 nanometer equal to 1 by million meter, that is 1 by 1 crore centimeter, 1 Armstrong is 1 by 10,000, like that, billion meter, 1 by crore centimeter. Ten crores centimeter. 1m equal to 10 to the power of centimeter and 10 power 3 millimeter equal to 10 power 6 millimicron and equal to 10 power 9 nanometer equal to 10 to the power of 10 Armstrong. M equal to meter, cm equal to centimeter, mm equal to millimeter, mu m is said to be micrometer, nm equal to nanometer, A equal to Armstrong. So mu m equal to micrometer. Mm means millimeter. Cm means centimeter. M means meter. Nm means nanometer. Mu micrometer. Okay. So these are all the different meter and centimeter to measure the size of a cell. Dear students, next we are going to see the plant and animal cell, ultrastructure of eukaryotic cell. So eukaryotic cell is a well advanced cell organization. It shows variation in different organisms. For instance, the eukaryotic cell of animal cell and the plant cell, which are showing the different cell organelles which is present inner side of the animal cell as well as the plant cell. So both plant cell and animal cell which are showing some variation. Animal cell surrounded by a cell membrane or plasma membrane. Inside the plasma membrane, they are having the semi-solid or gelatinous substance matrix called protoplasm, which contains nucleus and other cell organelles. Not only that, the other cell organelles such as endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, centrioles, lysosome, ribosome and cytoskeleton is also present inner side of the animal cell. A typical plant cell made up with a prominent cell wall. Center they are having the large vacuole. A green color plastids are addition to the cell organelles present in the animal cell. Dear students, this is the ultrastructure of a plant cell. Is the important diagram, 3 mark diagram as well as a 5 mark diagram. Outermost layer which is made up of cell wall. Inner side they are having the protoplasm divided into nucleus and cytoplasm. Inner side of the nucleus they are having the nucleolus which is violet in color. Other cell organelles such as mitochondria, peroxisome, rough endoplasmic reticulum, then chloroplast, Golgi apparatus, cell membrane, ribosomes are present inner side of the cell wall. So the entire cell organelles which is present in this region is known as jelly-like matrix called protoplasm. So this is said to be the Ultrastructure of a plant cell is a very, very important 3 mark and 5 mark diagrammatic question. Dear students, next important 5 mark question, difference between plant cell and animal cell. You already studied in the lower classes. Here also they are given some points are similar and some points are in advanced condition. First one, plant cell is larger than the animal cell. Animal cells are smaller than the plant cell. Then plant cell wall is present in addition to plasma membrane and consists of 3 layers, middle lamella, primary wall and a secondary wall. Animal cell wall is absent. Plasmodesmata is a canal-like substance which is present in the cell wall. It is absent in animal cell. Chloroplast present in plant cell. It is absent in animal cell. Large vacuole is present. That vacuole is permanent. Here vacuole is small, but it is a temporary vacuole. Vacuoles are surrounded by a membrane is known as tonoplast, but tonoplasts are absent in the animal cell. Centrioles are absent, but it is present in the lower motile cells of a plants. Centrioles are prominently present in the animal cell. Nucleus which is present at the margin or periphery, but animal cell nucleus is present at the center. Lysosomes are rare in plant cell, but it is present in the animal cell. Starch materials, that is storage materials, are starch grains. Here the storage materials are glycogen granules. So this is the difference between plants and animal cell. It's very, very important 5 mark question. Dear students, kindly note down in your textbook. Dear students, up to this I conclude my video. Remaining we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best children.